feels like it's been forever since I've sort of caught up with you all and showed you how my season was going. It started out with a bang all the way back in September when I was able to get a buck on opening morning down here in Texas. And since then, I've really been chasing after one big 8-pointer in West Texas, and then had my place in Oklahoma that I've been, just trying to get after a good deer up there for a while. But I want to show you guys some of my hunts from October and November down here in Texas, chasing after this big 8 and doing some cool stuff with the decoy, doing anything I could possibly do to get this deer killed. Well guys, there's no getting around that one. That hurts. That almost worked perfectly, right up until it didn't. So, that big 8, he came in, jumped the fence. That other buck was still messing around that had been here earlier. And he came in just like, you would expect. He kind of came in, started licking his lips or licking his nose, trying to scent this decoy out. And, I was looking at the forecasts last night. It was calling for more of a southeast wind, which would carry more of that decoy scent towards me, kind of right in front of me. And instead, I was looking at Hunt Stand earlier, and we've got like a straight east wind. Like there's no south to it whatsoever right now. And I think as soon as he got to where he could smell that decoy, you could see him in the footage, he perks up and then, busted out of there. So I needed like 2 or 3 more steps. If he'd have kind of kept circling, around him where I thought the wind was going to be going, he would have given me a few more steps and probably would have been a little bit more broadside. So was in range. I wasn't confident that I was going to be able to get drawn back with him kind of 1/4 like that. And then, figured he was going to give me just a little bit more of a distracted chance where he was going to be looking at that decoy. So, oh well, might have been my last chance at him. We got rifle season coming in tomorrow here in Texas, so hopefully he sticks around. Maybe he didn't bust out too far and get another crack at him, but if he goes in front of some of the rifle spots, he's probably in trouble. So, oh well.
Well, as some of you guys know, I've been hunting in Oklahoma for the last couple of years, and I really haven't had a lot to show for it in terms of videos. You know, I've had some cool encounters, seen some good bucks, but just really haven't felt like I put in the right time and the right, part of the season to be successful up there. And that was a goal for me this year, was just to be in Oklahoma during the heart of the rut and really put in some time there to try and kill one of those big bucks that are walking around on this property. And so that's what I set out to do in the early part of November.
Well, hey guys, good morning, and welcome to a very, very, very saturated Oklahoma. They've gotten a ton of rain up here the last day or two, and I wasn't even sure I was going to be able to get into the property. I was a little worried about some of these low water crossings, but ended up being fine, was able to get in here. And I've got at least an hour until daylight right now. I got in super early because this is the first time I've hunted up here this year. And well, I think that's going to do it for morning number one in Oklahoma. It was a great morning. Had all kinds of deer come through here, mostly does, but a couple of young bucks as well. And they were definitely interested in those does. A lot of chasing and a little bit of sniffing around trying to find those does. So, well, hey guys, good afternoon. Set up here in my saddle, and it looks amazing back in here. I've got a nice little pinch point that I'm kind of keying in on. I've never hunted back here. I have no idea what's even remotely in the area, but it makes a little pinch between a big, deep creek bed and then a pond that's over here that's completely full after all this rain and stuff. And they narrow down in between the two, and it's just kind of flat, open underneath here, a bunch of oaks and everything in this area. So hopefully something cruises through here. It feels like a place that a buck would want to cruise through. So that was a super cool encounter. I think that buck was maybe a 3-year-old, but kind of heavy. He had some character to his antlers. Pretty tall.
Well, hey guys, good morning, and welcome to the first frosty morning here in Texas. It's the day after Thanksgiving, and getting ready to go out here from the truck, and just feels right. I was texting some people on the way out here last night, just driving out late last night, and just feels like it could happen, which, you know, if you've been hunting long enough, every once in a while, you just kind of get that vibe, you know, you're feeling a little deadly. I don't know what it is, but putting it out there, putting it in the universe, as they say, and yeah, I have a feeling that this morning could be good. That buck that I'm in here after the big 8, he came in and I had him broadside at 18 yards and I never got anywhere close to a shot. Just the way he came in and how he kind of was moving through, he was always looking pretty much in my direction or directly at me. And so I could barely move at all. And he slipped out of there without me even offering a shot. So that was heartbreaking, to say the least.
Well, as you guys could see, October and November has gone by now. I'm still chasing after this deer. Honestly, I'm a little bit surprised that he's even still alive. Half expected him to be shot by now. And, you know, I've had 2 close encounters with him inside of 30 yards and just haven't been able to get it done. Haven't been able to get drawn back on him, or he busted on the decoy. And, you know, kind of just feels like it's not going to work out. And I decided to mix it up a little bit based off of some trail camera data. So I moved and set up this spot, and on December the 1st, went in there to go chase after him.
He just went down. I just heard him crash. I just heard him crash. Yes. 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 Oh my gosh. Guys, I just did it. That's the big 8. That's the one I've been after. And I heard him crash. He is done. Oh my gosh. I'm like spinning around in this chair. I'm so excited. I don't even know what to say. I'm just stoked about that deer. Whew. I was starting to get really worried. I actually just sent a text to all the guys in the group, and I had a trail camera picture of that deer at 5 a.m., like hundreds of yards to kind of my southeast. And wasn't sure, if it was going to work out. It seemed like he had kind of gone nocturnal again, and I actually made a joke. I was like, I might hunt that deer with the 270 if he keeps on, slipping past me everywhere. And wow, like 5 minutes later, he shows up, look out, and he comes out of the brush. And I mean, wow, what a deer. I think I made a perfect shot on him. I heard him crash, so yes. Oh. Took me a second to find my arrow. You can see my tree way back over there. Busted a blade off, but boy, that's a good looking arrow. Man, guys, tell you what, this blood is kind of hard to see on this red dirt, kind of orangish red dirt, and it's so dry out here. It just soaks up everything that it touches. So here's kind of what I'm looking at. It's nice when it hits a stick or something like that. All right, so normally I like to really make sure that I'm going very slow and following blood just as perfectly as I can, but since I heard him crash, I'm just going to kind of ease up here really quick. And there's a spot where he kicked a cactus I can see. And yeah, we'll see what we can find. So many tracks through here too. I see antlers in the grass here. Whew. I just said I was gonna kind of ease up here and see, because it felt like he should be right in here. And I see antlers. Boom. Look at this buck. Kind of stinks. Got a little ruddy smell to him. Beautiful deer. Boom. Well, guys, here he is, and gotta say, what a fantastic morning to be out deer hunting. It's December the 1st today, and just cold temperatures. It was down in the low 30s, and everything just kind of felt right. And I had this deer on camera at like 5 a.m. in a different spot, and I was kind of wondering, if he was going to ever make it back around, because it was several hundred yards away. And sure enough, he stepped right out and gave me a perfect opportunity. And really happy to say that the shot that I put on him was absolutely perfect. Heard him crash, and quick, easy recovery, which is all you can really ask for when deer hunting. So this deer, he gave me a run for my money. Had a couple of encounters with him and just could never quite get him killed. And fortunately, I was able to put it all together eventually after a couple of months and got him down. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I still got a little bit of season left in a tag in Oklahoma, so I'm gonna keep chasing them. And as always, guys, bow hunt or die. All right, boys, we're roughing it. Got the jet boiled and the biscuits and gravy.
be ready in the morning to put down a nice Oklahoma buck.
Fingers crossed I can have another great morning, but it took me way too long to get in here this morning. Not because of the setup. Once I actually got here, this going up and down with these one sticks and this saddle was so easy, but I couldn't find my tree. I had this tree in my head that I'd seen in the daylight when I put a camera in here a few weeks ago. And I thought I could walk right to it, and man, I could not find that sucker in the dark. So it took me a little while to get to it, but finally here, I'm set up, and I like it. I think it's going to be a good spot. So hopefully I didn't mess up the area too bad by walking around looking for this thing. But yeah, the prospects here are pretty decent. There's been some good bucks on camera. I haven't seen Steve in a little while. That's kind of a bummer. I think Steve may have gotten shot during gun season, but you never know. He may just not be walking in front of the camera. So fingers crossed he shows up. But if not, I wouldn't say no to a big 9 and a big 10 that have been coming through here. So we'll see what happens when the sun comes up. He's dead right there. What? That's the hat trick for me this year. That's number 3. I'm not sure exactly which buck that was, but he looked good. Snuck up right behind me as I was watching these 3 does. And I'm done. Can't freaking believe it. Yes. What a morning, what a morning, what a morning. All right, guys. I am out of the tree and spin you around so you can kind of see my backpack back there. That's the tree I was in. Perfectly straight, perfect saddle tree. This is what you like to see if I did have to track him.
I don't think I'd have had a hard time.
And you gotta love it when you don't have to do any tracking at all, because you watched him fall and you can see his white belly up there without even looking. So hopefully he's dead. Been laying there for about 20 minutes, so I would hope he is. Let's see what we got. Man, just broken off and a bunch of raked trees in here. All right. Oh, got a bunch of turkeys up ahead of me, right on the other side of my dead buck. Oh my goodness. Dead buck, boys. How about that shot? That'll work. That'll work too. Wow, nice buck. Okay guys, let me kind of show you my setup here, since I didn't get to film a ton before killing that buck. I just want to show you guys what I keyed in on. So there's my tree right there, perfectly straight and just the best size for a saddle. Not too fat, not too skinny. And it's right on the edge of this ditch with this big fallen tree on it right there. And you can see this trail that if they're going north and south along this strip of trees, they're coming right by this big stump, and then there's this kind of little rolling hill part of this section here with a bunch of oaks in it. And I've been keeping an eye on it because they've been dropping acorns like crazy, and so tons of acorns hitting the ground in here, and I think a lot of these are red oaks. And then as you can see, this ditch comes down to this super deep creek, and I'll kind of show you. Here's my camera, but you know, this little section right here, it's just kind of this up and down bunch of little ditches and everything in here, and then it comes down into this sandy area by the creek, and there's just tons of ways for deer to cross in here really easily compared to a lot of other spots on this place. So you can see here's a nice easy crossing. They can just go right across and jump over to this other side. And this is like the best spot to connect a piece of woods on the other side with this strip that kind of makes a bend right here. See, there's another trail going back that way. And it's just a perfect spot, and just acorns all in it. So great place to set up. I figured I'd set a camera here and see what came through, and the sign was promising. And this buck actually came from way over from the west. I mean, just look at this, guys. There are so many acorns on the ground, just everywhere in here. So these deer have been just chewing them up. And I mean, what more can you ask for? You got a good creek crossing, you've got a good secondary kind of perpendicular path, and it all connects a bunch of strips of woods. I mean, it's just the perfect place to ambush a buck coming through here, and it worked. So that was a little mid-year scouting that kind of uncovered this spot for me, and results was a dead buck. So,
well, just a great morning of bow hunting here in Oklahoma, hunting out of the saddle and getting a great buck on the ground really before the sun even came up. So this morning went off pretty well. I did have to stumble around in the dark trying to find the tree that I'd picked out a few weeks ago because I got out of there too fast and didn't mark it on Hunt Stand. So Was a little bit worried that I'd messed up my hunting area by moving around in there too much, but as soon as I turned off the light after getting set up, I heard footsteps and had does kind of moving around and eating on acorns in here. So clearly I didn't mess it up too bad. And you know, after it got light a little bit, looked back behind me to my left, and this guy was within 50 yards and was coming in quick. So I was glad to have those does in the area still, because he kind of kept focused on them. And in the process of doing that, that gave me a chance to get the cameras turned on, grab my bow, and get drawn back on him at about 15 or 18 yards and just put a great shot on him and watched him go down in sight. So as a bow hunter, you really can't ask for much more than that. And this season's been a great one for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching all this footage I put together. It's been a lot of fun doing it, and I'm already starting to think about next year. So as always, guys, bow hunt or die.
It's a good thing we have Barron on the team. Just Tyler's $3. Like if you put my $0 and his $3, we average out at $1.50 a piece. So that seems pretty good to me. Thanks, Tyler.
You know, I got to tell you though, Justin. I mean, just you know, growing up here though, I don't know how I would feel about hunting Texas. I know I always say this, but just, you know, I watch his hunts. It's just and I know you feel differently, but they're hot. It's 100 degrees sometimes when he texts us in our private chat groups, and it's just like, ticks.
I mean, what are you going to do? If that's where you live, that's where you got to go.
I know, you stay. I like where we live. I like our climate for hunting. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But the bottom line is he's shot $2, and then he goes to another state and frickin'
Oklahoma, I feel like is like a sleeper. It's a sleeper state. I feel like there's a lot better deer and deer hunting there, and all the people that hunt Oklahoma are probably like, "Shut up!"
Oh, dude, I know.
Don't
I was
tell
thinking
anybody.
Yeah, I think everyone should go everywhere. I think everyone should abandon Illinois.
I think they have.
And go to Oklahoma.
Oklahoma's the place to be.
Now we're gonna have Oklahoma people eating our lives.
That's all right.
We should just make up some county in Oklahoma and see how many people start. I heard
it's got to be like
great.
a Clark County in Oklahoma, right? I feel like that's a pretty
or
safe
Sullivan.
bet.
I always feel like there's a Sullivan.
Sullivan County?
Yeah, Sullivan. Yeah, anyhow.
Or Clark.
Well,
yeah.
Tyler.
I bet there's like a Lake County.
Lake County. Hey.
It's Oklahoma. I feel like there's some like Indian, Native American counties like Choctaw County. You think?
No, we're moving.
No?
On. No.
I'll bet maybe.
We can Google it after this, and we can have a bet for lunch.
Fair enough.
We can have a Chipotle bet.
Dude, I went to Chipotle the other day. I'm still going to be on a rant about this. I got a bowl, and I added a little guacamole to it. I even said not too much.
Did they put it on the side, or they put it in the same bowl?
They put it on, which is what I wanted. It's like a half scoop.
How much money?
Dude, it was $18 to get out of there for a bowl. I didn't get a drink. I didn't get a side. I got nothing. I spent $18. I was like, what is this world come to?
Was it good?
I mean, it was good, but it wasn't $18 good. I'll tell you that much. I'm out. Peace. Later, Chipotle. All right. We're going to jump in. Moving on from our rant that had nothing to do with bow hunting. We're going to go into an Ask the Expert section.
I'm not done just yet. I mean, Tyler's awesome, dude. I mean, let's just go back.
We covered this, didn't we?
I don't know. I think we should cover it a little bit more. I mean, I appreciate his youth and getting in the car and going to other places and getting out there. I mean, you know, pulling out the decoy, chasing that one buck, finally catching up that buck in Oklahoma. Dude, that's cool. I definitely. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
This is what you call somebody who is not married and has no kids, Todd. That's what this is known as.
I am very close to. I have a kid. And he's going to always be my kid. But man, he's 18 more months. He's done with college. Justin, look out, because I am.
Look out! Your kid lives in another state. And has for a while. Like he's holding you back from doing something?
No, but I've been finishing some projects. I'm getting organized. Look out. I'm ready. Like this year,
unleashed.
I'm moving on.
Off
I'm going to try some other. I'm going to Oklahoma.
He's going to Oklahoma. If you guys see Todd, say hello. Make sure you, they have Buc-ee's down there in Oklahoma.
I'm going to get like a Tesla or something. I'm going to start going incognito mode. Like so no one knows who you are.
I don't know. That would be super incognito for you. Because I would expect that.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's go.
Let's get into the Ask the Experts.
Lancaster Archery Supply. This is a long question, so bear with me. Brando didn't do his job using ChatGPT to shrink the question. We got to tighten it up, Brando. Tighten it up.
I was just going to say, it's time for Ben to take responsibility.
Young Ben. All right, this comes from Randy Haddocks. He says, my 9-year-old grandson has never shot a bow. I would like to get him into archery, but I hate to spend a large amount of money on a bow when I don't know if he will even enjoy it. He is also left-handed, which makes it even harder to find a bow. What is the best way to get him started without spending a fortune? Whew, that is... First of all, we have to define fortune because it probably means different things to different people. If it were me and I didn't have access to equipment for a kid, I would do my best to find a local shop. An archery shop, a bow dealer. I would probably call them before I went there and explain my situation and see if they had anything for a kid that I could bring him in and just let him shoot on the range. Right? Have somebody show him how to shoot a bow properly, because I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, especially with the young kids. They just, hey, grab a bow, and they, and it is fun to just grab a stick and string and go, fling some arrows. But if you really, are interested in seeing if he's interested in real archery and maybe bow hunting, I would try to find a shop that's got something that you could go in and have him test out.
Yeah, I mean,
before you go buy everything.
Oh yeah, don't do that. I mean, that would be a mistake. I mean, I think Randy. I think the best bet for you would be to, obviously Justin's advice is great, but, just at even more granular just level, just kind of getting started. I mean, I don't know, Facebook Marketplace, grab a bow, fling some arrows. Maybe he's already done that. Maybe he's already shown some interest.
Yeah, if there's not a shop around or nobody has one, I'd be checking out Craigslist, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, all the places where you could find maybe a used bow. Heck, you could probably go online and join the Bowhunter Die Facebook group, right?
Totally.
And just make a post in there. Hey, does anybody have an old left-handed youth bow that you would be willing to sell me for cheap? Because what ends up inevitably happening is our kids grow out of them, and they're just, dude, I don't have any lefties, or I'd donate one, but I'm sure somebody's got one sitting in a garage or a basement somewhere. They'd be willing to help a kid out. Totally. So that's what I would do. Randy did also have a part about he's 9, so he would likely shoot just as well left-handed or right-handed. I would get that thought out of your mind. I have him shoot with his dominant hand. I think it would just be a bad experience to try to force him to shoot right-handed.
And again, there's just a lot of unknowns here. It's a monster question, but again, large amount of money. Not really sure what Randy's budget is here. But listen, start off with some of those little things that we said. See where his interest goes from there. And
if he decides he wants a bow, make sure to visit LancasterArchery.com.
Because they're definitely going to be able to take care of you. And they got a great support.
They have an awesome support staff. I think that's one of the best things about Lancaster is if you have a question, you can call or chat with somebody who knows what they're doing. And those guys, they take a lot of pride in hiring the right people and training their employees to be really well versed and very knowledgeable about what they do. I think that's one of the fears that people have about going to archery shops, because sometimes you can have not so good experience if they don't have the right people there. Lancaster, they got the right people.
They do have the right people.
All right.
Oh, my gosh.
Trophy photos. Dude. Let's do it. I don't know what happened this week. We got a handwritten notes.
Dude, I know. We're going backwards. Ben is going to get
Was
destroyed.
This Ben or Brando did this?
No, this is Ben. Ben,
what are we doing
Ben!
Here? All right.
He's in trouble.
Let's go. I feel like I've seen some of these before. Maybe not.
I got to take my glasses off.
That's a big one there. Look at that one from Ohio, Graf.
Dude, that's not even funny.
Stud.
I mean, are you serious?
All right, let's go, Graf. You ready?
Dude, look at that thing.
All right, let's show the people. They want to look at it too.
All
go.
right, here
ready?
It goes. Cole Duncan, Kansas.
Blake Stewart in Illinois.
Dan Wilkes, Ohio.
Richard Baker, also in Illinois.
Troy Fox, Missouri.
And Vincent Trutner, also Illinois. I got 3 Illinois bucks this week, so congrats to my fellow Illini's on killing all the bucks that I did not kill. All right, we're going best trophy photo. Ooh, doggy. Vincent did a nice job. The bow is just a little awkward in the photo because it's standing out. It's like the bow is huge.
Vincent, yeah.
What a great deer, though.
That looks photoshopped in.
It's not. If Vincent is out there, so Vincent, I recall, sent 3 photos in.
You know what? I think you're right. I remember
of different deer. I think what he said was he had the best season ever. But where's Ben? Ben's got to
Ben.
Get
where
Ben in
is
here.
This guy?
Where's Ben?
I know.
The guy sent us 3.
Ben.
The guy sent 3 photos. All right. So this last dude here, Vincent Trutner.
He sent 3 photos, right?
He sent us 3 pictures, and he said what? What did his email say?
Like a dream season.
Yeah, right. He killed 3 awesome bucks, or 2 bucks and a turkey. Like, you got to give us the deets here. He had an awesome season. Let's show all.
And
3
for a guy
of
who
his
just
pictures.
graduated college, this handwriting stuff. We're live right now, just so you
Oh my
know.
God.
This handwriting stuff. We're gonna have to Ben.
So,
come on, now.
young
We don't want to
Ben-
go backwards.
You know, one of the most common things people said to young Ben at Lancaster Archery was, "Hey man, you got to stop letting Todd and Justin give you a hard time on the show."
Listen, if we're wrong right now and you think this is acceptable, I'm more than willing to take a bashing online.
Vincent Trutner, I remember. I hope I'm saying that right. I saw his 3 photos.
Dude, I
come
saw
in,
the email,
and
too.
I was like, "Oh, that was sweet. He killed 2 bucks and a turkey. Great
Vincent,
season."
congratulations.
But-
You shot way more deer than Justin did. This episode
Hold
is
on.
getting
I
long
had
in
a
the
question.
tooth.
I just chill,
Dude.
Graf. He's got this.
He yells at me for
orange
these being
loop.
too long.
No, I don't.
Yes,
He's
you
got
do.
this orange loop tied around the top of his bow. You see that?
No, dude,
On his riser?
that's for hanging your quiver when he takes it off his bow. It's on his quiver.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I can't tell. That's a hell of a loop.
You can
if
zoom in
that's
on
what
that.
that's for.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, don't you just hang it from the tree then? I guarantee he's taking.
Because I
that
noticed
off.
it in all of his photos.
Yeah, he's taking his quiver off and he's hanging it from his deal. All
Fair
right.
enough. Fair enough. Vincent, if that's accurate, let us know.
Comment
and
below.
congratulations on an amazing season. Is he our winner?
I do 100%.
Vincent
We're giving it
Trutner,
to
you're
him.
our winner. Congratulations. Poor young Ben.
Sorry,
Ben.
Ben. We love you, man.
We do love you,
It
Ben.
will get better. It's training. Work in progress.
Bowhunter Dad, baby.
We're gonna
Let's
get
go.
you. We're gonna get you one of those dog vests that say "Work in Progress" training.
That's
training.
a thing?
I don't know. Shirt. Training in progress.
Fair enough.
Gotta turn the power on first.
I already did.
There you go. Jeez.